Welcome to She Rises Through It, a space for honest becoming, slow growth, in the unfiltered middle of motherhood, healing, business, and building a life that actually feels good. I'm Sydney, and this podcast is where I reclaim my voice in real time. It's not about doing more, it's about doing it differently. If you're craving real conversations, soulful pauses, and a reminder that you're not alone in the messy becoming, you're in the right place. And just a reminder before we begin, I'm not a medical or mental health professional. Everything shared here is based on my lived experience. Please seek qualified care if you're needing support. You deserve it. You're not behind, you're becoming. Welcome to She Rises Through It. In today's episode, I'm speaking from the center of the chaos, naming what it really feels like to slow down on purpose. I talk about choosing alignment over urgency, releasing hustle culture, and how reclaiming your voice doesn't always look powerful. Sometimes it looks like walking away, rearranging doctor's appointments, or saying no to things that drain you. If you've already made the leap and now you're learning to live inside the pause, this episode is for you. Hey, it's episode 10, and I want to be really honest about where I'm at. There has been a lot going on behind the scenes right now, just in life, motherhood, doctor's appointments, figuring out retreat details, adjusting my timelines, building a business that doesn't just look good and goes viral overnight, but it actually feels so good. There are days where it's complete clicks or just researching after researching after researching. There are days that I get through the list and I feel so clear and it feels like I moved the needle. And then there are days where I feel like I'm falling behind in every area. And that is what the last 2 weeks have felt like, where I question if slow growth is just an excuse or if I'm actually doing something brave by choosing it. And what I'm truly realizing is I'm not trying to build something massive overnight. I'm trying to build something that's rooted, it's aligned, and that honors the season I'm in, not the pressure I used to carry. And leaving hustle culture is a lot of grief work. I have hustled for 14 years, and getting out of that mentality and that culture, it is extremely scary. But when you're not constantly producing or performing, you start to feel like maybe you're not enough, like maybe you're doing it wrong. But I've already made the leap. I've left the shoulds and now I'm working on the real beginnings. And I'm choosing to slow down intentionally and boldly. And I'm allowing the hustle culture to no longer live within me. This season is truly teaching me how to slow down with purpose. I spiral like crazy at times when I feel like I'm not getting enough done. And slowing down is the epitome of feeling like a failure right now. However, I'm doing it with purpose, and it's not because I'm lazy and it's not because I'm lost, but I truly refuse to build something that burns me out again. Like, I obviously just quit a really good job, but it just didn't align with me anymore. And it burned me out so hard. I truly want to create from wholeness, not depletion. I was completely depleted where I was at, and I just wasn't thriving. I may have been thriving in my position and doing a great job. However, I physically, mentally, and emotionally was not thriving. And right now, I want to move at a pace that lets my nervous system stay regulated. And I want to build this business. I want to build these beautiful retreats. Oh my goodness, you guys. Right now, I'm in contact with locations in Portugal, Greece, Italy, St. Lucia, and I am so excited for these. And I'm excited for this brand that I'm building, the life that I'm building. And I'm so proud of this and want to build this without having to apologize for my needs later. I get asked all the time, hey, what are you making for money right now? How are you doing on making the money? Oh, what are you making for income? And it's always over and over the income question. And for me right now, I literally almost left a 6-figure position. I was so close to 6 figures, and I left that position to do this, to build something purposefully. And those are the business owners that create something so incredibly beautiful. So, with all of the questions and the disbelief of, well, as long as you're happy, but not really excited of what I'm doing, that means I have to constantly check in with myself. And I have to ask myself, does this energize me or does it deplete me? Is this aligned with my why? Am I saying yes because I mean it or because I'm afraid to disappoint someone? I have to work through my emotional authority. I have to work through the wave and verify, okay, does this align or does this not align? If it doesn't align, the answer is no. If it does align, obviously I'm going to continue to stay invested and figure out, okay, where's this path going and where's this energy flowing? And on the flip side, I have to own the hard days and I have to release the guilt. There are more days than not when I feel like I am not doing enough. And my business coach, Corey, and I were just talking about it this week. And she continues to tell me that I am actually very far ahead of the game. I'm learning to slow down. And I feel guilty about it right now. Even though I'm doing enough, I'm doing a lot. And starting up your own business, there's a lot of ins and outs that go into it, from getting registered with the state, getting your EIN from the IRS, bank accounts, and how you want to have that all structured, and getting your website designed. Like, I designed my entire website, and I'm still going through and making changes of what I think needs to flow. I still have to add in my SEO for it, but those are little things that are going to come, and I'm okay with it. I know this isn't about the volume of how fast I get things done or if things can happen overnight. It's truly about intention. And I'm learning that just because I'm not moving fast doesn't mean I'm stuck. Might frickin' feel like it. I feel like it so often that I'm stuck, and oh, I kid you not, the last 2 weeks I have spiraled, but I have allowed the energy to flow, and I've allowed the feeling of I'm stuck and I'm not doing enough to like be. And just because I'm quiet or I need space or I need to like sit and realign, it doesn't mean I've lost momentum anywhere in my path. It just means I'm focusing better in on how I want to structure my day-to-days, my to-dos, and allowing things to happen. Like, before I even jumped on this podcast, I dropped my kids off at daycare. I had to get groceries. I unloaded the groceries and reloaded our house up with them. I didn't want to empty the dishwasher, but I emptied the dishwasher. There were toys all over our living room and I picked them up. And then I was already in this flow of that where I was like, okay, I am going to make my children's bed. I'm going to make our bed, just clean up our rooms. And then I realized I needed to redo my intro and outro podcast because I've changed in 2 months. I've changed since my first podcast went out. And that's insane to think. And in 2 months, you've actually done all of this. And before you even jump onto your podcast and start recording it, you just did all this other cleaning in the house. All of this just means I'm letting something deeper root itself in something that isn't built on burnout. It is built on flexibility and allowance. And my voice, I'm reclaiming it and it feels so good. This podcast has been my way back to my voice, opening up my throat chakra. We have 7 chakras, and a chakra that I am stuck in is my throat. And again, it's not about growing a platform right now. For me, it's about showing up raw, authentic, in the messy middle, and it's about coming back to myself. Every time I turn on my microphone, I remember that I'm actually allowed to be here. I'm actually allowed to share my voice and share what's on my mind. Love it or hate it, but I'm allowed to be here and I don't have to wait until things are less crazy, right? I can speak up right now. I can speak from the messy middle, from the real middle, and I can love every aspect of it. I have so many good podcast episodes coming. And I think right now I'm just going to continue to show up and be in the messy middle for you because this journey, we don't show the messy. We show how we made it on the other end. I'm in the thick of it, but enjoying it. So if you've already made the big leap, now comes the true real work. And if you're listening to this and you've already taken that big step, you left the job, you set the boundary, you launched something, you might be feeling what I'm feeling right now, or you might have days where you feel guilt and regret and fear of, oh my gosh, did I just upset this person? Oh, what are they thinking of me? Like, those are always going to be there. They're going to pop back up, but it's how we come back to our why and really know, okay, like, this is okay. This is awesome. And we're allowed to speak up of what's right and what's not right. I had a friend share a very deep story with me a couple weeks ago, and it's not okay. Absolutely not okay. I held that space for her and that love for her because that's what she needs right now. But what she is going through, hands down, not okay. And she needs to speak up. She needs to bring her voice to light when she is ready. And that's what I'm saying here is if you're not ready, you're not ready. But when you're ready and you've already made that leap and you're scared as hell and you're like, what the hell just happened? It's not the leap that's the hardest. Doing the leap is actually the easiest thing you can do. It is so liberating. It is so empowering. It brings so much peace and love back into your life. However, it is the landing. It's the part where you realize you're not just rebuilding your life, you're rebuilding your beliefs, generational trauma, everything you've done for the last couple decades, your patterns are being rewired and reshaped. And your rhythm's changing, your relationship with time, with energy, with success is changing. That is honestly where the true, real inner work begins. That's where we start to ask, what really matters to me right now? What am I willing to protect at all costs? It is the hardest thing to do, completely hardest thing to do in my mind, because how do I put this? I've been working on the inner work since the beginning of May, right before Mother's Day, so almost 3 months. And honestly, it actually started prior to that when I had my firstborn, Brooks, and then Huxley. Like, I was already in that headspace that I knew I needed to take care of myself. And I was doing everything that I was doing prior to my children. However, it was earlier this year that I realized, okay, I have to start doing things differently. And it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of good days. It's been a lot of bad days. It's been a lot of Jordan really holding me up and just letting me know, I love you. You're worthy. You can do this. I wholeheartedly support you. Everything you're doing, like, I want you to build something you're proud of. And I couldn't be more grateful for a husband that is with me through this, through the thick. And God bless his soul some days. Because I can be a little chaotic. I can be a little spicy and sassy. And I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that's like, sometimes my sass is too much. And I'm like, oops, my bad. So, no, I'm not trying to grow fast. Right now, I'm figuring out the money portion and that will all come. I'm not really truly worried about it because I know with the purpose and passion I have, everything's going to flow the way it needs to. And I have some great clients right now and I have some amazing things in the works. And I'm truly trying to grow well. I want to grow with integrity, with space for my family, with systems that support me, not strangle me. Like, I just look back and 3 months ago, I don't know how I was doing what I was doing. I actually had a conversation with my therapist 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I have so much that I'm trying to do, my children and their doctor's appointments. And she goes, yeah, think about it. What you're doing now, plus your kids' stuff, plus you were working. I'm like, yeah, that's why I had no energy. No energy for anybody after 4 p.m. I was done. I was checked out. Leave me alone, put me in pajamas. But you can't do that as a parent. You can't do that as a mom. So you feel that mom shame and that mom guilt and whatever, you work through it. But here we are, making a big life decision, a big leap, a big change, allowing the universe and God to guide me. And yeah, I'm allowing all of it. I have met so many beautiful individuals after this change and even during this change that without any of this, I don't know if my eyes would have actually truly opened and seen the beauty right in front of me. Shoot, I kid you not. Like, we have beautiful land where we live. I've never noticed the birds. I can hear them like when I'm sitting out on the deck. But we have red birds and blue jays. And I'm just like, what? Where have I been? So I'm finally opening up my eyes and I'm growing well with systems that support me, that don't strangle me, with the intention over urgency. And I hope this reminds you that you don't have to rush, that you can move with soul and still build something lasting. That slowing down isn't a failure, it's wisdom. This is where it all falls into place, not because we're doing more, but because we're finally doing it differently. I truly want to thank you for being here today, for showing up with me in the messy middle, for listening to my spiel, tangent, whatever you want to call it today, of just showing up differently. It's empowering when you take that leap. If you're ready to take that leap, I'm there for you. Take it, jump, enjoy it, and know that the landing is going to be a little bit harder. However, you can do it because if I can do it, anyone can do it. And you're truly not behind. You're becoming. Thank you for being here. If today's episode moved something in you, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You can find me on Instagram at Sydney Jocelyn. That's where I share daily reflections, creative sparks, and behind the scenes of everything I'm building. You can also explore my work offerings and retreats at sydneyjocelyn.com. You're not behind, you're becoming. And you don't have to do it all alone. We rise through it together.